guys, Blossom here. So today I'm going to make a very different chicken recipe. It's easy because as per me, if there's no marination, the chicken recipe is easy. The cooking time is the same for any chicken recipe. There's no frying and stuff in this. So let's start. So I've got around 1 kilo chicken cut into small pieces, and I'm going to just coat this chicken pieces with a little chili powder, turmeric and salt. So around 1.5 teaspoon of turmeric powder, chili powder as per your taste. Now if you want it to be a little reddish in color, you can always add Kashmiri chili powder, but I'm not using that. I'm just using normal spicy chili powder here, and salt. Mix this well so that all the chicken pieces will get coated with the spices and the salt, and keep this aside. In the meantime, I'll slice onions and then we'll continue with the recipe. I've sliced 2 onions. Add some salt to the onions. Now here's a trick, because I don't like the pungent flavor of onions when it's cooking. What I do is I just put 2 cardamom pods. I crack it open a little bit like this and I put it in. So that cardamom flavor will camouflage the smell of the onions while it's getting cooked. Now you don't have to cook this completely, just till it changes color slightly, like now how it is, because we're going to cook the chicken pieces with this onion. So while the chicken is getting cooked, the onions will also get cooked. If you cook it completely, then the onions will get burnt. Now as you can see, it's kind of softened a little bit. It's still not completely cooked, and at this time I'm going to add all the chicken that we had coated with the spices. Stir it well. Cook this on high heat, because if you cook it on low heat, the water will start coming out of the chicken. So cook this on high heat with the lid on for around 10 minutes. So what I did was I put a lid on, let it continue cooking for like 5 minutes. In the meantime, I chopped the ginger, garlic and tomato. And then what I did was I continued stirring it so that it doesn't get stuck on the bottom, and that also adds to the taste. So now it's almost like 50% cooked. So now what I'm going to do is I've got like 1 inch ginger which I've chopped, and 4 to 5 pods of garlic that I've chopped it small like this, and I'm putting it in. Mix that well. Now the raw smell of the ginger and garlic is gone, so I'm going to add 2 medium-sized chopped tomatoes. Mix that well. Put a lid on, let it cook for another 2 minutes so that the tomatoes will get cooked with the chicken. Now I'm adding a little bit of tomato paste because the tomatoes were not ripe enough. You've noticed I've changed the pan, because what was happening is that it started getting stuck to the other pan because there's less oil in this recipe. So if you put a little extra oil, like 4 tablespoons, then that problem wouldn't have happened. But because I'm making this recipe with very little oil, it started getting stuck to the other pan, so I had to change it to a non-stick pan. So that's one drawback when you cook with less oil. Now to this, I'm going to add freshly ground coriander and cumin powder. I always grind the coriander powder fresh because it hits different. The flavor, it's more aromatic when you grind it fresh. Now add some garam masala powder. Okay, the chicken is already cooked for me, but sometimes the chicken takes longer to cook. So at this point, you can add some water, preferably hot, because then it will cook faster. Put a lid on it and let it cook. But for me, it's already done. So I'm going to add a tablespoon of ghee to enhance the taste. Some lime juice or vinegar. Mix it in. And that's it, guys. The recipe is ready. Garnish it with coriander leaves if you have. I don't have it, so I'm not going to garnish it with that. Enjoy it with rice, paratha, chapati. It's up to you. You can add little hot water to make it a little more gravy. Please do let me know in the comments below if you've tried the recipe and how it turned out for you. Bye.